So if you are in the medical business, who here wants to serve more patients? Well, gosh, I figured so. That's why you're here. Okay, so let's just talk about that for a second. If that's the case, then sales needs to be your number one priority. All right, I know plenty of good products and services that go out of business because they don't focus in on two things. Number one, going out and getting new customers, going out there and prospecting, going out there and approaching referral sources that you don't have a relationship with. Have to be doing that, measuring that every single day. Second thing is you have to be increasing the revenues that you get from your existing customer base. That's the only two ways to grow. That's what I love about sales. It's really simple. I either have to get more customers, or I have to sell more to my existing customers, or I have to do both in order to see my revenue go up. All right, I'll teach you strategies for both. Now, in healthcare, and this is what you're finally recognizing this, is that there was a tsunami of companies that went out of business since I've been in the business. I'm coming up on 25 years in this space. And when I first got into this space, I mean, everybody made money. The reps made money, the companies made money, and it's because it was really easy. I mean, you just had reimbursement levels were ridiculously high. All right, and I remember when I first came into this space, who here read HME News? And he's a dear friend of mine, he's not in the business anymore, his name was Mike Moran, was the editor. He had, do you remember the column that he wrote? It was called Notes from the Golden Commode. The industry was actually bragging, we charge so much money for a toilet that it might as well be gold-plated. That was the editor of the magazine. All right, it was crazy. Like, what was the reimbursement? Let's just talk about oxygen therapy for a second. All right, anybody in the business like 20 years or greater? All right, what was an oxygen reimbursement 20 years ago? $300? $600 is what I heard. $600 a month. $7,200 for one patient. How many patients did you need to friggin' make a crazy living? Not many. That's why you had like 65,000 HME companies. Because, man, if you had like, 50 patients, you're on Easy Street. And it was pretty easy to get 50. You had one referral source relationship would feed you all day long. So the reality of the situation was the business was easy, and it created a bunch of multimillionaires that, quite frankly, had the worst business skills ever. Because right when it got tough, now reimbursement's down to what? $100, $110? And you got to get your respiratory therapist out there. Now, oh, I'm sorry, your margins are only 15 or 20% net, which is awesome for every other business but this one, because other businesses know how to be business people, right? That's what's happening in this space, is that the people who are in this space are professionals now, professional salespeople, business owners. And so what you're seeing is a cleansing of the marketplace. It's not over yet. There are still companies, I know them personally. Second generations coming in now, taking over for mom and dad. Mom and dad made money during the easy years. Junior went to school, college, and now he's ready or she's ready for a job. They come in now with that mentality that they're just taking over the family business. No skills. Dad can't help them because he didn't have skills, or mom. So the whole business is just teetering on debt, or they're feeding it from past profits. Right? That's ending, and it'll continue to end. But just in the last 5 years, since competitive bid, we've seen a 45% decline in players. And that's because old school equals out of business. Right? And I love old world values. Things like loyalty and honesty and doing business on a handshake, being on time, respect, saying please and thank you. Old school values are still needed today. But using face-to-face selling, showing up unannounced to the referral source without an appointment, not leveraging technology, not using social media, not using LinkedIn, these are all things that are killing you right now. And so you need to start adapting to the new world.